had to do the video for your peoples. Had to do it on the real. I had to make this video important. It had to be broadcast on the YouTubes. And it had to be broadcast. Period. I am sick and tired of these so offended assholes who think that jokes are hurting us. Oh God, the jokes are saying the people they talk. Let me ask you guys. I was born in the 80s. 80s. I saw some shit that'll turn you white. Even though I'm still black. But I saw some shit. Some offensive jokes. I was picked on in school. Talked about. We went back and forth with the mama jokes. We did this, we did that. Did that affect me? Maybe in some ways, but not in a major way of my so unquote my own self persona of me. This is what I got to say. Because trust me, there's the message in this video. I'm actually watching this video now. It's about the outrage of Dave Chappelle. And I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan. I actually own a couple of his DVDs. I watched his TV show. Enjoy his movies. I have, of course, Half Baked. It's if you've never seen Half Baked, get your ass out the cave and go watch that movie. It's funny as fuck. But he received a media backlash on a homophobic joke, or they say homophobic, but that And I'm not against people that are gay. I know a lot of people that are gay, but I do have a problem with every time a joke, especially from a comedical standpoint, it's offensive. First of all, let's get one thing straight. He's a comedian. His job is to make people laugh. Now, we live in a PC culture now, where, like I said in many videos I've done before, where everything you say can be used against you in a court of law. Because apparently telling a fucking joke is a bad thing. And when you say the joke, you have to be respectful for it's all about the perception of what you see in that joke. I do go back to what Richard Pryor said about when he did a stand-up. I think it was Richard Pryor live at the field. No, I'm thinking about Dave Chappelle live at the field more. But it was a stand-up thing where he did the jokes, and he went to Africa, and he stated, and Richard Pryor would always talk about his personal life, and that's the one thing about people who don't understand comedy. And Joan Rivers said it also, and Joan Rivers was a legendary comedian who, she did a lot of insult comedy, and one thing she showed that if you can't laugh at yourself, then this is not for you. If you can't take a joke when people say something about you, it's not for you. But with Richard Pryor, he went to Africa, and you start with his stand-up routine, say nigga, 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 nigga. And I know a lot of people are offended by the N-word, and it's understandable. That word there's a lot of history of bigotry and certain things that have happened to African Americans in the years and years. But he sat there and stated that he went to Africa, and he sat there and one of the people asked him, "What do you see?" When he got off the plane, he said, "What do you see?" He said, "I see a lot of black people." He said, "But do you see any niggas?" And it was like an eye opening for him. Now, when I see a sea of people, who do I point out as being gay? Or should it even matter? First of all, if you're gay, that's your life. That's your style of what you want to do. That's you. But here's the thing. If you're saying a joke that has the concept of being what it is, a fucking joke, why should you even give a fuck what they say about you if you think that's about you? Because that's the key word. It's being offended that hurts this world now. Because everything that says emotion about what you are, you feel that this is something that's about you. I'm black, but I didn't grow up in slavery. So I can't say this was about me. I can say this about my ancestry or about the people of my family's history, I can't say that was about me because I wasn't a slave. But then again, that's another topic. If I said a joke, knock knock, who's there? Booty, booty who? Booty hole. Gay. It's a gay joke. Lame ass gay joke, but it was a joke. Some people are gonna laugh, some people are not. Or some people are gonna be offended. You cannot walk on this earth today and not say something that's gonna offend somebody else. I've had people sit there and talk about my facial features. I've had people talk about my hygiene. I've had people talk about this and that and everything in between. And they've said things about me. Some maybe were hurtful. I really don't give a fuck. Am I a very social person? Not really. But it's the thing, like I said, with a joke, can you take any joke someone says? Can you take a joke for what it is? Or can you just take it as a joke? Dave Chappelle's been doing comedy since he was a fucking teenager. The man is 50 years old now. I'm pretty sure he knows the art and craft. Growing up through the eras of comedy from back in the day. Remember Def Comedy Jam? You remember all these places that people could go and do stuff, the improv, you think about it, the Laugh Factory, any of these places that comedians would go to form their craft of what they would consider jokes. Bill Maher, for instance. I watched Real Time with Bill Maher. Nice show. Good show. I watched the shit. I've been watching the hell. I remember when he had the show on ABC, Politically Incorrect. And I watched that show a lot, almost every Friday. And I wasn't even supposed to watch the show. I was a fucking kid. And I used to watch that show. And you know the one thing that I understood about that show? It was funny, but it also talked about real issues. See, the one thing that gets me about the different things that we look at in this world as it relates to Popeyes chicken sandwiches video I just did recently, or the anything where you think about what can be offensive to any other person. It's a very, very sad day and time that we live in where anything you say will and can be held against you in a court of law. And I'm not joking. There have been people who've said things where they've been taken to court because it was an offensive thing toward another minority or sexual relate. I just feel like at the end of the day, some people need to sit their ass down, calm the fuck down, and think about how they feel about themselves. And if you feel that any joke that's said by a fucking comedian of all people is offensive in your way, then you need to really just wake the fuck up. Like I said with Roseanne did a joke and she said some stuff on social media. And it was taken to her and it made her get kicked off her own fucking show, which the name of the show is not The Connors. The fucking show is Roseanne. So explain to me how that fucking works. Wake up, man. A fucking joke that'll knock a person off their fucking pedestal. Hell, I even go back to Michael Richards. Michael Richards was being heckled. And he was being heckled by a black man. Is Michael Richards racist? I don't fucking know. Was he funny on Seinfeld? Hell fucking yeah. And people say, oh, you going against your own race. Who the fuck how the fuck you can tell me about me and my race and how I am as a black man? I look at this fucking plate. Look at this. I look at this face every day. I look at this skin every day. I'm black. I know I'm black. And I say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. But when I sit there and see people sit there and try to fucking, how dare they say, and that's not to say there's not racist motherfuckers in this world. They are. And those people are full of shit. But when people do comedy and jokes, people can sit there, like I said, here's the crazy thing. Someone can say a joke, be taken one way, whether a person is this way, that way, anything in between. If the person that takes the joke as being what it is, a subtle comment of comedy, and knowing it's not really being to be mean-spirited, we had class clowns in school. Most of those class clowns end up becoming comedians. I'm pretty sure. And the reality of it is, we have to understand that anything we say, like I said, once again, can and will be used against us in a court of law. And that's a sad fucking way we live in this way. The social justice warriors are speaking out against Dave Chappelle because of what he said. It was wrong. This is wrong too. Fuck the bullshit. Start talking about what's really going on in the world. Stop being about what a joke is. Goodbye.